Hey everyone, and welcome to this video. In this video, we'll be talking about how to take the infographics that you've brainstormed the topics for, that you've now created, and spread them across the internet. How to get backlinks for them, how to get social shares, and the good news is there's actually a couple ways to do this, and they're all very, very simple. Now, the first one is going to be using the same platform that we've been looking at before, and that's Visually. And when you go to the website, do make sure to go to visual.ly/view because they have some other stuff going on their website, so it might confuse you. But once you go here, it's very, very simple. You're going to be submitting your infographic to this infographic directory. And the reason why this is so important is because this is where editors come to find infographics to use and spread across various publications. So it's a huge win if somebody finds your infographic, likes it, and then decides to spread it across maybe another blog or media publication. So it takes a very, very short amount of time. So let's walk through exactly how to do that. So again, the way you do it is very, very simple. All you have to do is come to the website, click Submit a Visual, and then you're going to be submitting an infographic, although it has other types of visuals as well. Click Infographics, and then fill out the information here. Now, it's pretty simple. It's just a title, a quick description, some tags, click the category, add the URL, put in your own little information. Very, very straightforward. And if you want to look at examples, of course, you can always look at the most popular other infographics, especially in your industry, to see like what do they write a further description. So for example, if you search by views on the whole website, this one has 2 million views and has a really simple description, right? It has some tags here. So it shows you it doesn't really matter that much. It's not going to, you don't have to have something super complicated here. But what's going to happen is you're going to submit the infographic, and sometimes they may not approve you right away. You might have to rework your submission a couple different times, but not to worry. If you have a good, high quality infographic, they should approve you eventually. Now, the next place we can submit our infographic is on Pinterest. So again, using some of the tools that we've been using to find infographics. So it's really simple. All you have to do is search in for your keyword and then use the word board as well. So skincare board, for example. Okay, so now once you've searched for your keyword plus the word board, simply click on boards. And then what's going to happen is there's going to be a lot of different boards that are pulled up that are related to skincare. Obviously, a lot of these even have the exact term skincare in it. And then you're going to want to follow them. And what you're going to want to do is reach out to these people individually, the admins here, to request access to the board to allow you to post your infographic to that board. And so once some percentage of them will approve you, and then you post the pin of the infographic to the board. And this strategy actually works really, really, really well. So for example, we did this and we got almost 300 shares on Pinterest, 300 pins. So do this. Do as many as you'd like, and it's a great way to get a bunch of social shares very, very quickly. Okay, so those two strategies are how we get social shares for our infographics. Now, we still have to actually do the outreach to get backlinks to our infographic, but that's also pretty straightforward as well, because what we're going to do is we're going to be reaching out to the people who are most likely to want to link to our infographic. The process for this is going to be very familiar to you because we've used this process several times in several videos in the past modules. So first off, search for the keyword of your infographic and just sort of scan through, look at the top 50 results of the different blogs and publications that come up for the keyword that you search for. And you can do this with several related keywords. And then that's immediately an initial list that you have of people to reach out to. The next thing you can do is go to alltop.com, also something we've talked about before. Type in your keyword here and find, search within beauty for this example. And so once you've searched on Alltop for your keyword within your category, then we've got all these different blogs that you can use as well. So those are two ways to do outreach to get backlinks, but there's actually a third way, which is our most favorite. Now, what you're going to want to do is basically take popular infographics in your niche and reverse engineer where they're getting their backlinks from. Because if somebody's linking to them and they're in your same industry, then there's a good chance they'll link to your infographic too, especially if it's related. So you're going to want to go to your spreadsheet of different infographics ideas that you've used for reference and that are quite popular. And then once you pull those up, you're going to look at these and, again, reverse engineer where they're getting their links from. You do that, you ask? Really, really simple. All you have to do, right-click, search Google for image. And what this is going to do is show you all the different places that have used this image. And you're going to be able to just go down the list and find all of these different publications that you can add to your promotion list. And you can do this for every single infographic that you'd like. And you have a massive list of people that are very, very, very likely to link to you. Now, once you've pulled up these different examples, then what you're going to want to do is go to, so for example, you can see that they've posted it here. So this would be a good person to reach out to. It's a very relevant blog. And then once you've got your list of people to reach out to based on those methods, we have this third tab in our Guestographics worksheet, which gives you these different templates that are very, very easy to use. And then you're well on your way to creating your own backlink campaign. A lot of thought has been put into these templates that we made for you, so make sure to use them. So we've got these lists of websites that are shared a lot. They've got a lot of traction. They're very, very, very relevant to our niche, and so you're going to be reaching out to them with this sort of outreach campaign. Now, the way we did this is we made it so that we're not immediately pitching them like, hey, share infographic, right? There's a lot of ways to reach out to people. A lot of ways people do it are not ideal. So, for example, this first initial outreach email, it's just, hey, name, I was looking for some information on the topic this morning and came across your article. You can have the article name there, and you can say, that's awesome. I especially like how you said something very specific that shows that you read the article and then you're not just spamming people. And you can mention the infographic and just sort of send it their way. Don't even ask for the share right away. Just sort of send it to them and see if they're interested. And that's an initial sort of like low pressure way of getting in touch with them and hopefully starting to create a connection with them. Then send the follow-up, which is just reminding them about the infographic, and then once they approve, to see the infographic, because basically what we did was we didn't actually even send the URL of the infographic until they ask for it, and then we're like, hey, cool, here you go. We'd love if you share it, and I'm happy to write anything to make it better. To give you good quality content for your website, right? So this way, again, it's very low pressure. It's not going to be seen as spammy because you're not even giving them any kind of URL until they specifically ask for it. And so that's why also you might want to follow up just in case they don't answer it. And there you go. That's your outreach campaign that you can do over and over and over again to get tons and tons and tons of backlinks through all kinds of people in your industry. Small points about this outreach email campaign. So you might be wondering, when's a good time to send the follow-up? Best practice is about 3 days. You can play with it if you'd like. There's no exact number, but if you've waited 3 days, no response, it's a good time to follow up. Also, again, I want to reiterate that there's this sentence here where you offer to write an introduction for the infographic. That's really important because it sort of adds additional value, allows you to customize the post of the infographic to their audience, and that's something that will make them a lot more receptive to sharing your infographic. If they approve the sharing of your infographic and they ask you for your introduction, you can also use this post here as a reference point for the introduction. It's probably going to be about 150 to 200 words, and the cool thing is you can actually link to your own website if they let you in the introduction itself, which gets you an extra backlink. And that's it. That's the entire series of steps you need to do to promote your infographic, right? Simple checklist to go down, and even set up maybe a virtual assistant to go through this video and execute on this, right? It's very straightforward, very easily repeatable, very easily scalable. And if you follow this process as we just described it, you will get results in getting social shares and backlinks to your new infographic.